Hello and welcome to another video, and welcome to 5 Minute Friday. This is every Friday. We're going to do a quick 5-minute video on just some little tips and tricks to improve your fitness lifestyle. So in today's video we're talking about my tips to improve your training, improve every session to make sure it counts. So before I start discussing my top 5 tips, I think the first thing that we've got to understand is that we're going for intensity. Now some people like to train with volume. I personally enjoy training with intensity. You can train with volume, you can train with intensity, they both work, but you can't do them both. It's almost impossible. If you do both, you'll end up running into recovery issues and therefore stunting progression. So before we get on to my top 5 tips, make sure you drop a like and subscribe. I will guarantee you, if you subscribe and follow my tips, you will reach your fitness goal much faster. Whether it's building muscle, losing fat, or just getting fit in general, you'll get there if you follow my tips. So tip number 1 is to have a plan that allows you to achieve your goal. Whether that's to increase your 1 rep max or get some hypertrophic gains, this goal is really vital. So this makes sure that you don't walk into the gym, see a random machine, go on that, and then go on the machine that's closest to it. That's just not going to help you in getting close to your goal. So like I explained in my last video, a plan could be as simple as just setting out your training split. So for example, me at the minute I'm doing push-pull legs, and that just gives me a good structure to my training so that I'm consistently hitting them exercises and getting better at each one. Tip number 2 is to exert maximal effort when you're actually in the gym. Now it is possible to get gains with sub-maximal training, but it's just harder to program. If you're trying to work off a program that you've designed yourself, it's much better off just going to that failure on each exercise so that you're ensuring progression. Now depending if you're a beginner or an advanced lifter, you might want to train through failure. So for example, a more advanced lifter might use techniques such as drop sets or rest pause sets just to get them extra reps in to force progression. So I'll show you here me doing an exercise, and this is the sort of level of intensity that you want to be hitting. You want to be grinding out that last rep, and even then you might be able to get another, mind over matter. Tip number 3 to ensure progression is to track how many reps and how many sets you're doing each exercise. So for example, last week I did bench press, and the weight that I was using, I got that for 6 reps. So next time I do bench, I'll try to ensure that I get 7 reps on that exercise. Now you might not be able to progress every single session, but it's really good to keep in mind that that's what you're trying to do. Number 4, top tip, is to time your rest time. Now I know you see a lot of people at the gym, they finish a set, they go on the phone, and without realising 5 minutes has passed. It's really hard to do. If you just go on your phone, it's really hard to keep consistent rest times. So for example, if your goal's hypertrophy, it's not going to be a good idea to rest 5 minutes. It's going to be better off resting 90 seconds to about 2 minutes. That way you're going to get some metabolites in the muscle and still be strong to get that muscle damage and mechanical tension. Tip number 5, now this one is outside of the gym. This one is simply make sure your rest and recovery is on point. This is going to allow you to recuperate from that last session, go into your next session feeling fresh and being able to perform better than you did last time. So a few ways you can improve your recovery is getting enough sleep. Try and get at least 8 hours a night, and also just make sure you're eating well, eating enough protein so that your body has the materials to recover. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you're serious about getting some dirty gains.